guys, welcome back to another episode of Discover Cars. We're here back at Gulson Fiat Jeep Chrysler, and we've got a really special car with us today. The first thing I said when I contacted Gulson was like, when are you guys getting a Trackhawk in? That is my favorite car. As soon as I saw it come out, I was like, this is how I know that we're getting a Hellcat engine legally and also through the Australian market rather than going through weird imports. So here it is, the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT Trackhawk. Awesome, so on the outside of the Trackhawk, there's no mistaking it being a super aggressive SUV. Essentially, if you haven't seen what a Jeep SRT looks like, we do have a video in the description below where we went through all of that. So we're not gonna go through all the minute details. We're just seeing the differences between a normal SRT and a Trackhawk, which is significant. So starting off with the front bumper, you miss the fog lights. The fog lights were making way for the air to come through, so we take that out and you get more air coming through the front, allowing the engine to breathe a bit better. Also, heat vents on the top of the bonnet. So larger heat vents on top of the bonnet allows the engine to just cool because that 707 brake horsepower, 6.2 litre supercharged Hemi gets extremely hot. We'll see in a moment to see all the different heat exchange going on there, but essentially massive holes in the bonnet to allow for that. Coming through, you do have 6-piston brakes on the front with massive rims. You're also running on Pirelli P0 tyres, which are like race car tyres if you don't speak that sort of rubber language. Those are some serious piece of kit to make sure that all 707 brake horsepower gets delivered nice and equally. Coming around the side, you also have a 6.2 litre badge instead of a 6.4, hence we got the 707 brake horsepower, so not really missing those 0.2 litres. We go down to our supercharged badge. Just another way to tell it's a Trackhawk. So essentially, supercharged, you all know what that means. You'll hear it before you see it. Essentially, coming around the back, we've just got not a huge amount of difference, just a little bit wider with the bigger sort of body kit on the side. Brakes on the back, we've got 4 pistons running on the back. Just to give you an idea how big these brakes are. These brakes here are about nearly the size of my little Fiat Abarth wheels. So they're massive and they need to stop a 2-ton vehicle traveling 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. So essentially around the back is where you're gonna hear all that noise and what you're gonna be seeing if you're racing this thing. So you've got 4 exhaust pipes essentially coming out from 2 exits, but looks mean, sounds mean, and tell you what, even if you're in a Ferrari, Lamborghini, you're probably gonna be seeing the back of this when you leave off the lights. Okay. So we're getting away from the wind noise here. Sounds a bit nicer inside. What you've got going on is exactly the same as what you had in your SRT Jeep. We ran through all those bits and pieces. You do have an updated infotainment system running through a list of Trackhawk features, and essentially you get performance pages. Well, I'll show you that in 2 seconds. But there's really nothing else majorly different. I mean, real carbon fiber trim, similar to the SRT. Trackhawk badging on the back of the seats, that's the same. And my favorite thing, when you step in, the door sills say supercharged as you walk in, very nice. And also Trackhawk badging everywhere. The thing with Jeep is that they wanted to be known as Jeep, not SRT. So the older SRT Jeeps had SRT badging everywhere, but now they've gone back to Jeep, hence why it's called the Trackhawk, not instead of a Hellcat, which is more of like a Dodge SRT product, but it still has that Hellcat motor in it, and that's all that matters. So going through the performance pages in the car, you do have your normal sat nav, you have your normal like media controls, climate control, all that sort of stuff, very normal. When you go into a Trackhawk, you've got your performance pages. These were first seen on the Hellcat when it first came out, on the Challenger. So going through, you hit home and you're gonna have your widgets. So you can have your favorite like G-Force, you can have your live dyno feeds, whatever. Going through the timers, you would have essentially all the sort of details that you wanna know when you go into the drag strip, like your 0 to 100 time, your stopping speeds, your braking distance, all that sort of stuff. When you go to gauges, it's gonna give you like oil temperature, oil pressure, pretty much the stuff if you like seeing that stuff, you can see it, not entirely necessary to look at. When you go to G-Force, however, that's more fun. So you can see how fast your passengers' heads will fly into the back of the headrest and how fast they will. When you go to engine, that would just give you how much pressure your supercharger's building, and your power, your newton meters, your kilowatts. The game would be to see how far and how high you can get it to 707 brake horsepower or 527 kilowatts, which would be the top in kilowatts. And you hit down a dyno that's going to give you a live feed of your power performance and your power delivery as you're going along, launching and etc. Some other things to note in the car, you do have a speedo that goes to 320 kilometers an hour in an SUV. Never thought I'd ever see the day, see a 300k speedo on a family car, but there you go. And also launch control, that Christmas tree, you press that, you're gonna fly. I mean, this car is amazing because it beats so many other cars that are designed to be lightweight, performance orientated. Around the track, you've got the brakes that will help you stop. So it is a big car, but it moves like no tomorrow. But you can't use that launch control method until about 1100 Ks into the car, because you have to break that engine in before you can just start beating the hell out of it, really. So welcome to heaven, or should I say hell. This is the 707 horsepower. Pick up on that one. 707 horsepower, ridiculously supercharged, 6.2 litre Hemi, used in everything from Challengers, Chargers, and now Trackhawk. But what you're seeing here, massive engine, awesome to gawk at. I mean, if I owned this car, the bonnet would be open 90% of the time just to have a look at it. Massive air intake, massive supercharger, which is like the size of my Fiat, the engine in my Fiat. But I love the cast aluminium block. I love everything about it. It looks fantastic. Orange rocker covers. I mean, it looks amazing, which is fantastic. I thought we'd have a look. Here we have the red key. We're about to go start this bad boy up because it sounds wicked. Gosh.
So what have you done in this so far? Like nothing.
Oh my god!
It's just blistering.
Nuts.
Was that even like full?
Nah.
Oh my.
It's just, it's blistering.
That is nuts! Jeez. Oh my gosh! How'd you go, Harry? Oh,
yeah, right.
Mate. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Oh, what? Oh my god. Brakes work.
Everything works.
Everything works. Oh shit. Oh my god.
It's just blistering. It
What
really
is that? What is
And it's got the sound and everything.
Oh my.
Just
707 horsepower.
My car feel really
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much.
thank you so
all
much.
good, boys. All good.
Oh, that was wicked. Jeez.